YouTube, what's good? Thank you for clicking on Trucking with Mr. Business. I know you could be anywhere else on YouTube, but the fact that you clicked on my channel is greatly appreciated. Yeah, my hair kind of wild. I have not combed it at all today, and it's all good. Anyway, so let's jump into the title, which is my USA Truck LP, which stands for Lease Purchase Journey. All right, so today is Saturday. I don't even know the date, but I'm on my way to Union City, Georgia to drop off a load. And right now I'm at a Love's, and shit, I don't even know where I'm at. But anyway, let's talk about my first couple of weeks. So this will officially be my um, second week out here um, doing a lease purchase thing. So just a recap of the first 2 weeks. Um, I started orientation a couple of Mondays ago. Orientation was Monday and Tuesday. Pretty standard orientation, especially if you are really not a new driver. You know what I'm saying? If you have some experience, you go to orientation. They feed you a lot of information. Um, and you get your drug tests, uh, all that good stuff out of the way, and then they send you on your way. Um, Orientation was cool. It's like any other orientation. Stayed at a little a hotel. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad either. Um, they actually had breakfast at this hotel though, which was cool. I had breakfast, at least cooked breakfast, since I was at orientation at Warner. Um, and then, well, during the whole COVID-19 thing, they was giving out bag stuff. So, yeah, so this hotel had cooked breakfast, so that was cool. Um, like I said, orientation was a breeze. Monday, Tuesday, did the physical, get the new dot card. Although, if you when you do your physicals for orientation, I strongly suggest that you keep a copy of your long form physical, because if I had kept a copy of my long form physical for Warner, I wouldn't even have to do a physical because I still have more than 6 months left on it, and that's what the lady told me. But I didn't, so I had to go through that whole process again, which was a breeze. I knew I was gonna pass, and everything. All right, so Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, got my truck Tuesday after orientation. Um, and I wanted to hit the road Wednesday. I wanted to hit the road running, but I couldn't. I get my truck Tuesday and find out that they didn't have the tablet installed. So I went to the mechanics. He was like, "Oh well, it's gonna be a little while before we can get you installed." Mind you, it's already, we got out of orientation like 3 o'clock. So he said it was gonna be a while to install the tablet. Um, I was able to get a hotel room for another night, courtesy of USA Trucks. I didn't come out of pocket. So I did get the tablet installed Tuesday night. So I went back to the hotel till Wednesday. Uh, Wednesday, I went back to the terminal, and honestly, I sat there and I was looking on the load board for a load to get me up out of there, and I wasn't able to find one until that left until Thursday morning. In the meantime, when I did get my truck, I only had like a quarter tank of fuel, so I had to go get some fuel. They give you a com data card to get your fuel. Now the only problem with that is that now you're buying your own gas, so now I gotta make some type of money to cover the expense for the fuel that I'm about to put in here. And I didn't even fill it up. I put like, the first time I put $140 in there, which gave me about half a tank of fuel. So get on the road Thursday, go pick up my load. Coincidentally, is going to Georgia, so I went from uh, Ohio to Georgia. The load paid like $1,100, so it was like, cool, let's hit the road. So Picked up Thursday, delivered to Georgia on Friday. Then I found a load going back toward home, which was Virginia for me. And so that's what I did. Picked up Friday and delivered the load Saturday. Then I went home for the weekend. And yeah, then I picked up my next load. Let me think. I was supposed to leave out on Tuesday. I didn't end up leaving until Wednesday. And I took that load going to just south of Philadelphia. I was in Maryland. Dropped off that load as a Kimberly Clark. So I sat there, which puts me on this week. So I sat there for a day and a half. I looked up for a load. I was on a load board. I found a load going from, I can't even pronounce this part of Pennsylvania, but it was from Procter and Gamble in Pennsylvania and going back down to Georgia. It's a $2,000 load. So I was like, yep, I'll take that. And so that's what I'm on right now. The load is due tomorrow. It's a drop and hook. It's due tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So yeah, I'll be there tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then I got a load set for Monday. All right. So how are things going so far? What's my opinion? What have I learned? I think the first thing I learned is that fuel. Whew, God. Hey man, this fuel out here is ridiculous hot, especially in the north. I had to get some fuel while I was in Maryland, and I paid $3.39 a gallon, and I ended up putting $300 worth of fuel in my truck, which it took. I wasn't empty, so putting in it was actually $3.25 to be exact, and that took me to full. But so you gotta watch your fuel costs, and I try to time it up so that I know when I put fuel in my truck, what payday is coming out of. So that's coming out of next week's check. I think for that week I spent about $550 in fuel. So right now I need to put some more fuel, but I'm actually waiting until, well, I'll put some in tomorrow morning before I leave here. Here is $2.94 a gallon, so definitely a lot cheaper, and I'm only putting in like $200 worth of fuel. So definitely got to watch your fuel costs, and what goes into your fuel costs, of course, your load. How heavy is your load? How many miles per gallon are you getting per load? So the load that I have now is actually 20,000 pounds, and I actually got good fuel mileage. It's like I got 8.2 miles per gallon, which is not bad. So I thought it was pretty good. So that's the number one thing, because that's the other thing that's going to eat into your profit is your fuel cost. What else have I learned? And what just getting acquainted with the load board. When I first got on the load board, I was just excited to be on the load board and to dispatch myself, and like, I can go anywhere I want to, pick up this load and all that. And then once you start looking, and then you gotta factor in everything else. How many miles compared to how much the load is paying. Right now I'm seeing loads paying probably an average, at least what I'm seeing, is about $2 to $2.50 per mile. I've seen loads paid better than that. Definitely seen some loads that pay worse than that. I've seen a load going to Texas. The mileage is 1,737 miles, and they was only paying $1,730. And I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. So, so just getting acquainted with the load board, and you got to keep in mind, you're only getting 65% of the revenue. So you got to factor that in when you're picking loads and stuff like that. And whatever works for you, whatever you're trying to bring home, that's what you have to figure out. So for me, I figured that I need to be making less than, at least per load, I'm looking at making no less than $1,000 per load. Ideally, I would love to be making anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 per load. So I mean, it's out there, and the way the app is configured for the load board is that you can put in the parameters that you want to see if they have loads that fit what you're looking for, and it really just depends on your location and where you're at. So I've seen loads as low as, I don't know, a couple of $100. I mean, but that was only going 76 miles. And the biggest load that I've seen as far as money wise was like $4,300, and I think that was going to California or somewhere. And the miles weren't bad. I think it averaged out to about $3 a mile, and I just wasn't in that area to take that load. But that's the biggest I've seen. So the high paying loads are out here. I've seen more than quite a few $4,000 loads, and I've seen plenty of $3,000 loads. So it just depends on where you're at in your location. You know, I live in Norfolk, which I'm finding out is turning out not to be a good area to start my week. You know what I'm saying? To start my week. So I had to get out of that area with um the decent loads are heavy loads. So yeah, they have a $2,000 load going out of Norfolk, but it's like metal. So, and the estimated weight is like 43,000 pounds. I don't necessarily want to do it. I'm gonna do one just to see how it feels and to see how it affects my fuel mileage and all that. But if I really want to get out of Norfolk with a light load, it's gonna be a cheap load. It's gonna be like only like $1.50 a load. So yeah, where I live at is definitely not the greatest area to start off at. And plus, the way I want to run my schedule is I want to be out 10 days, home for about 3 days. So that also plays a factor in what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to run 5 days and be home for the weekend, you can. It's just, depending on where you're at and how much money you're trying to make, you know what I'm saying? Location is very important. Or if you just want to run for 2-3 months, you probably would definitely make more money if you wanted to stay out. At least I would say to make good money, you probably want to stay out at least for 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks. So for me, I'm fine with running 10 days. 10 days, and the price point that I want to see, I definitely can get that. I can get it. I can get it. I can get that in 10 days. So got to take that into account. So yeah, overall so far I'm liking it. I'm liking it for the fact that I can pick my loads to go anywhere. I can see the price of the loads and how much they're paying, and I can pretty much calculate, um, add it in my fuel costs and what I'm gonna bring home. So I like that. I like the fact that, like I said, I was supposed to leave out Tuesday. My girl was sick. She wanted me to stay another day, so I was able to cancel that load that I was gonna take on Tuesday, stay the extra day, and leave out Wednesday. I love it, and that's really the main reason why I picked to go lease, was more control over where I want to go and my time off. I hated being the company driver and only getting like a 34-hour reset because I was on a dedicated account. And if I, wanted to stay home an extra day, or, needed to stay home an extra day, that's not gonna fly unless you just don't go in the next day. But so being out here and being able to say, yeah, I'm tired, or you know what, yeah, girl want me to stay home an extra day, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just stay home an extra day. Um, but I like to have that at my disposal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be taking off days like that, but I do have it at my disposal, and that's great. I like the fact that I can go anywhere. I'm starting to learn where the best loads are available, and so far, from what I'm seeing, is pretty much South and Midwest. The South and Midwest have the better paying loads as far as from what I'm seeing. I doubt if I go all, I'm not going to make too many California runs because to me that's just unnecessary. I seen a run going to, where's it going to? I want to say it was going to Cali. No, it was going to Utah. It was a nice paying load. That was one of the $4,000 load I seen. It was going from Georgia to Utah, and it was paying 4,300. But to me, it didn't make sense. That took up like 5 days. They were giving you from Monday to Friday to get there, and I figure I can make more than that, um, and less miles in 5 days. So, stuff like that you got to take into account. But I'm loving it. I am gonna take one of those loads out to Utah, one of those loads out to Cali, one of those loads to Texas, just because I want to see what it's like. And I've been to Cali a couple of times, but like if I want to go in Cali and chill for a day or two, yeah, I'm gonna go out there, drop the load, probably spend a couple of days out there, then drop back on the road and come back home. So I love to be able to have that at my disposal. So all in all, so far, I'm only 2 weeks in, but so far I'm loving it. And it's all about learning how you want to run your truck, what loads you want to run, and you got to control your fuel costs. And that's basically it. If you can really just master your fuel costs, of course, there's just going to be more money in your pocket. So, all in all, so far, it's good. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated on my journey. So, yeah, that's about it. So, if you like the video and you want to see more content, definitely click the like button. Become a subscriber. Channel is slowly growing. I got another subscriber that joined, so I appreciate all the subscribers that I have, and hopefully we'll start growing here, or we'll continue to grow. So without anything else to say, I will update you on the next time. All right.